what's going on? This is Trucking Life with Sean. Today I want to talk to you about who to go to work for when you get out of school. Now, people ask me these questions all the time. Sean, I'm a new truck driver. Where do I go to work at? And you know, I'm a very honest person. I'll tell you like it is. I'm not getting paid for. No company's paying me to advertise for them at this moment. They're not. I don't get paid, you know, for recruiting. I don't get paid for referrals for new drivers. Now, you know, I can get a referral from Rosedale if you're an experienced driver, but if you're new, I don't get paid. So I'm gonna tell you the truth, the good, bad, and ugly. That's what this channel is about. It's about trucking life. So I've been asked a question, so I'm here to answer it. All right, who to go work for? Now, this depends. This question is kind of a loaded question. Are you going to be a truck driver? Are you going to be over the road? Do you want to be local? Are you trying to be regional? Are you trying to do hot shots? Are you trying to do dump trucking? Are you trying to do RVs? There's a lot of things you can do with commercial truck driving, so I don't know the question you're asking. So if you leave me a comment and let me know, I can only tell you from my experience, from me driving, 15 years I've driven, and what my trainees tell me. My trainees come along, they'll tell me a lot. They'll say, hey, listen, this happened, or this company sucked, or whatever. New drivers, I'll maybe give a refresher to another driver who drove before, or just a road test with them, and they'll tell me about it. So I'm going to pass that from secondhand information and what I've heard. So like I said, I cannot verify what I heard from everybody else, but I know what I've been through, and I can tell you what I hear a lot, which makes me think when you hear something over and over and over again, it's probably true. So first off, I've been driving for 15 years. I'm going to go through and tell you my experience and what I went through, and from beginning to the end, the companies that I work for, and then we'll go over where I think you should be and why that is. Okay. Starting 15 years ago, I went to Chattahoochee Tech Commercial Truck Driving School. I got out in 2007, and I could not find a job nowhere. Nobody would hire me because when I was younger, I was a convicted felon. Back in early 2000, I caught a felony charge. Since then, you know, I was able to get my voting rights, my gun rights, and all that back. Then I'm not on no probation and like that. But it was, you know, I made a mistake when I was younger, and stuff happened. So, you know, don't judge me for it. You judge me for it, oh well. I really don't care. It is what it is. You know, I know who I am now. But nobody wanted to hire me because of that. They didn't want to hire me because, you know, I had a felony charge. So that was a problem. So I called around, and I found a dump truck job. I went to work there, did not like it. It was, you know, if it rained, I was the new guy, so if it rained, they didn't work me. I wasn't able to provide for my family like that. There is good dump trucking jobs out there, don't get me wrong. But as a new driver, I did not know exactly what I was looking for. I wanted to drive a commercial truck, so that didn't work out for me. So I found a company that I work for now, which is Rosedale Transport. I didn't always work for them. I worked for them for a few years and quit, came back, and I'm going to explain all that to you. Rosedale Transport, they're out of Dalton, Georgia. I highly recommend them. I don't get paid for advertising, but their number is 706-226-1003. They will hire you right out of school, and I'll explain why in a minute. They will hire you if you've had any issues, like not no recent issues. They're not going to hire no convicted child molester. They're not going to hire nothing like that. But you know, if you've got you know, you're a major drug charge, they're not going to hire you. But if you've got something on your record, the other companies won't hire you for. You know, I had a stupid charge when I was younger. I got in a police chase, actually. Lost my license, and it was crazy. I was young. But anyway, got my license back, got my CDLs. They ended up hiring me back. They gave me the job. They also will hire people who, if you've had a failed DOT drug test in the past, you've completed the SAC program that you go through. If you've completed that program, then they will hire you because DOT allows them to. All companies may not, but they will. But if you fail a drug test, then you don't. So you can't do it. But anyway, that's Rosedale Transport out of Dalton, Georgia, 706-226-1003. Okay, I went to work for them. I worked for them for about 3.5 years. Built a great relationship with them. Really, really good. Made good money. The last year, I decided I wanted to go local. I thought I didn't want to be on the road no more, so I did local driving in Atlanta with them. I did great there. I liked it. I was home every night. Things were going good, but then I saved up a little money, and me and my brother-in-law wanted to go into business, opening a car lot, and I was going to haul the cars, and sell the cars. So I started hauling cars, and I have my CDLs. We got a 4-car rollback, 3-car haul trailer. So I did that for a while. It worked out. We made some money. Then we ended up selling everything off. And then I ended up wanting to go back into trucking. And I went to work for Heartland, major carrier, Heartland Express. All right, Heartland Express. I stuck with them for a couple years. I didn't want to. I'm not a person that job hops. Got out there with them, and from what I understand from other people, I can tell you mine, but other people the same thing. The pay was okay, but the miles was not, and I was always on the road. So these major carriers, you go to work for them, you're going to be on the road a lot. They told me 14 to 21 days they would route me home. I heard what I said? I said route. But you'll be home in 14, 21 days. It might be 28, 29, 32 days before I got home. Been out on the road, and I'm having to take my 34-hour restart. That sucked. Because, with Rosedale, when I first started with them, I always did my 34-hour restart at home. So I wasn't used to having to sit at a truck stop for a weekend. It sucked. And then when I got home, it was only a day and a half that I'd have home, and I'd go right back out. So I couldn't have a family life. Always on the road, and I wasn't really making that many miles. I was getting 3,000 miles with Rosedale. And, of course, back then, Rosedale, Heartland paid a little more, but I made more Rosedale because of the miles, and then I was never home, and that sucked. They didn't pay me for being laid over and stuck, and so I didn't like it. Any of these major carriers, these mega carriers, are like that. I hear people that have come out of school and they go to these schools like Swift and Jarrett Strugel, and they go to CR England and places, and they go to these major carriers, and sometimes they have their own school. Well, their school will charge them $8,000 to $10,000 for school. Put them in a contract, right? And then after that contract, what they do? Or within the contract, they say you have to work for so long, or you owe us his money back, or whatever. Or they charge them for. Some of them charge them for $10,000. They take it out of their check. Anyway, they don't make the money. They don't get home, and they kind of abuse these drivers. That's why we have a lot of turnover rate. They'll get out here and they'll abuse these drivers. They'll never get them home, and they're like, well, they owe us money, and leave. And they make money off training them. Then they get them out there. It's like a warehouse, what the Lord I'm looking for? Assembly line, like an assembly line of truckers. They're just pushing them out, and they get these accidents, and they're not getting the training they need, and they get out there, they don't know what they're doing, and it causes a lot of problems. I don't suggest going to a major carrier. I don't. I suggest finding a small company, not a fly-by-night company, not a company that's 2 or 3 trucks. I suggest finding somewhere that has 75 to 150 trucks. Like Rosedale, I think they've got like 180 trucks. They're a small company, but they're not small compared to like your mom and pop place. They've been in business since 1950s, I believe. So they've been again, maybe not 50s. I'm sorry, the 70s. They've been together 70s. It's been like 50-something years they've been together running. So Rosedale Group. So they're a big company. They've been around for a while. Not super huge, not super small. So I left Heartland. I went to work for. I started doing hot shots where I was hauling cars and air conditioning units, flatbeds, different things, and driving a 4-door cab. But the problem was it was one of those small companies, and that's why I don't suggest them. Is they wanted me to run illegally. They have bad equipment, so I was getting, I was worried about getting tickets and breaking down, and it was the stuff that was going to hurt my license, and I felt like. And I'm not even going to name the name. I'm not going to put them out there, but I felt like it wasn't good. So I found another small company. Wasn't no good either. That being said, I thought about going back and working dump trucks, but I'm not a construction person. So what I do, I come back to Rosedale, where I started from, and I'm so happy to be here. They spoiled me from the beginning. They spoil all the drivers. So right out of school with Rosedale Transport, right now, this is December 2022. They're going to start you out at 51 cents a mile. Yes, you might find more miles somewhere else, more pay per mile, but you're going to get 25 to 3,000 miles a week. So you're going to get $1,200 a week right out of school, which is not bad. You're going to drive your truck home. You're home 2 days a week, minimum. Sometimes you get throughout the week. Your OTR, depending on where you live, you can get home through the week. I live in Georgia, so it's easy for me to get through because we're out of Dalton. But if you lived in Virginia, or if you lived in Florida, or if you lived in Pennsylvania, or you lived in North Dakota, they would still get you home on the weekends. They would just route you that way, and that would be your run. So you'd have to give your dispatcher, but yeah, you do your 34-hour break at home. All right, yeah, so I totally suggest that. Again, if you want my number, it's 706-226-1003. You'll go to recruiting, ask for Tina. If you're a new driver, tell them Trucking Live with Sean sent you. Like I said, I don't get paid for it, but let them know. And who knows, if you have to go through a trainer, I might be the one going to train you. I do train the new drivers. I get one, and a month later I get another one. I keep them for about a month here, so you may be on the list for me to get you. I don't know, there's other trainers here, but I may be the one training you. So, and then you get a bit of YouTube video if you want to do, right? But anyway, so yeah, 706-226-1003. They don't hire out West Coast, so you'll have to call them, call Recruit, and ask for Tina and find out. Now, if you're an experienced driver, you definitely want to get them, check them out. Experienced drivers, I will get a referral then. If you say, hey, look, training live with Sean, Sean Gresham told me this, he sent me here, then I would get a referral if you stayed long enough. So you definitely do that. The experienced drivers, depending on the experience, they do pay more than 51 cents. They pay more than that. I'm not sure where they pay you. It depends on your experience. We get a 2 pennies safety bonus. Everybody gets that every 3 months. I'm driving a 2023 Peterbilt. Earlier this year, I had a 23 International. Their trucks are 2017 up. They're feeding those out. So most of them are 18, 19s through 23s. If you're a new guy, you probably come in with like an 18 or 19, but they'll move you up. A lot of their stuff is drop and hook, which is great. Like I said, I don't get paid for advertising. I don't get paid for that. I do get paid for referrals if you're experienced, but if you're right out of school, call them. If you had an issue in the past, call them. They will work with you. They believe in giving second chances, and overall great company. But again, that's my experience. That's the best way I can answer your question. Who to go to work for? I can say this: no matter who you go to work for, do your references on them. Do your referrals. I don't want job hopping. Job hopping is not great. Make sure you stick with the job, especially if you're new, because carriers will look at that. So before you go work for a company, look at their referrals. Talk to their drivers. Talk to people that actually work there, and see what their reputation is like. Don't go to work for these smoking a bandit type companies that they're going to get you in trouble, that are going to run illegally and bad equipment and just use you, abuse you. Find a good family-oriented company. Stick with them. Make that money. This is Trucking Live with Sean. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button. Subscribe to my channel. I got other videos and topics on trucking life. If you have any other comments, leave me a comment if you have any questions. And also, let me know if you want me to do any other videos. My videos are based on what y'all tell me. So if y'all let me know about something, like somebody asked me which company I go to work for, I made a video on it. I'll do that. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll talk to y'all next time. Let's get it.